Your father lips apart, the lines around his mouth tremble, but before he can speak, you step closer, your voice gentle but firm. No, I am not leaving because of him. As an eye snap on you. You place a hand on her shoulder, your own tears glistening as you give her a small sad smile. I am going because I need to, because that's my home, and it's time for me to be there with Jimin, with my kids, where we belong, and everything is alright between us now. You look back at your father, your strong father, who still looks like a giant he always been, but somehow so small in this moment. And it's okay, Dad. Please don't hold this guilt forever. I know you didn't mean it. I know you love me. Your father shakes his head, voice breaking. I do. You're my good girl, my best girl. I know, you whisper, reaching to hold his hand. I'm not mad at you. Just please don't fight because of me. Not today. Asan crosses her arms, turning away, still fuming but silent. Your father squeezes your hand, his eyes glossy but grateful for your calm. The tension hums in the air like a string pulled too tight, but at least you've stopped it from snapping. Somewhere inside you hope they will be okay, but right now you know where you need to be, not between them, but with your own little family, the home you and Jimin are ready to rebuild together. Your mother clings to the Chris and Kiki one last time, her tears soaking into Chris' tiny jacket while Kiki presses her masked face against her shoulder. Take care of them well, she whispers to Jimin, her voice thick with love and worry. They're my life. Jimin smiled gently, adjusting Kiki's mask with one hand and squeezing your mom's hand with the other. Mom, you can come anytime to meet them, whenever you want. And I promise I'll keep coming back to India with your daughter. Your mother sniffles, pulling you into her arms next. Be happy, Wine, and don't overthink. Everything will be alright now. You know, trying not to break down completely as you hug her tighter. When you pull back, you find your father standing a few steps away, your once fearsome giant, and now just a dad with too many. You step forward, wrapping your arms around him without a word. He stiffens for a heartbeat, then melts into the hug, pressing his cheek to your hair. I'm sorry, he murmurs roughly, his voice trembling. I shouldn't have done that. Ever. You pull just enough to look him in the eye, your own fleeing with tears. It's okay, Dad, really. I know you love me. That's all I ever needed to know. He cups the side of your face, his thumb brushing your cheek softly as if trying to erase the memory of that slap. You're my good girl. Always were and always will be. You nod, your heart clenching, and then you feel your sister's arms loop around your shoulders. Not from behind. Essen leans close, her voice low, her breath warm against your ear. Now, please don't forget that you are a human being too. Not just a wife, not just a mother. You. Don't ever lose yourself again, okay? You swallow hard, nodding against her. I won't, I promise. She kisses your temple, and then you all stand there for a moment, tangled in one last messy, comforting nod before it's time to leave. As you and Jimin turn toward the security gate, the familiar hum of the paparazzi and the fans hit your ears. A cluster of reporters snap photos, cameras flashing, but it is not you or Jimin they want, it is Bts Jimin. You hold Chris' hand a little tighter, Kiki tiny palm clutching your jacket. Jimin shifts protectively, moving in front of you and Ira. His eyes flick to the cameras, his jaw tightening when he sees the lenses creeping towards his gaze. He hates it, always has the way strangers try to capture what's his to protect. But he adjusts the kid's mask, dusts his own cap lower, and manages a polite smile for the fans waving and calling his name. He lifts his free hand, gives them a little wave. Bye bye, everyone, he calls gently, his other arm curving around you. See you soon. Under the flashing lights and the muffled chatter, you look at him, this man who once forgot so much, now learning step by step how to be everything you needed all along. And together you guide your sleepy life twins toward the gate, heart brimming with the promise that this time you're all going home and that maybe finally it really will feel like it again. The hum of the plane fills the cabin as the clouds roll by outside the windows. You sit quietly beside Ira, your eyes flickering between her and the untouched banana cake. Ira stares out of the window, her little back turned slightly towards you. Her small arms are folded tightly across her chest, her lips pressed into a thin, silent line. The puffiness under her eyes reveals that she's been holding back tears for too long. You gently shift the tray toward her. Baby, look, banana cake. You love this one, remember? We got it last time at the airport. You shouldn't stop asking for more. No response, not even a glance, just the same cold silence and the sound of the engine outside. You reach out gently, brushing her hair behind her ear. Ira, please say something. She remains motionless, blinking slowly, but her eyes never leave the window. Her lower lip quivers slightly, but she quickly presses it back into a flat line. Jimin glances over, sensing his princess mode. He tries to untangle Chris' fingers from his sleeve, but Chris clenches on sleepily. She's still not talking. You shake your head slowly, her aching. She hasn't said a word since this morning. Jimin carefully places a sleepy Chris in your lap and moves to the couch in front of Ira's seat. He doesn't touch her yet, just watches her for a moment. Her face looks so small and closed off, like she's built a wall that's too tall for her age. Ira, look at Papa, please. She doesn't. He swallows hard, guilt rising in his chest like fire. Ira, his voice is soft, careful, as if even his breath might make things worse. Can I talk to you for a minute? Ira doesn't respond. She doesn't even blink. Her little arms are folded tightly across her chest, shoulders stiff. Jimin sighs softly, placing his hand gently on her arm, but she doesn't look at him. I know you're upset. He says, his voice low and calm, and I know it's because I raised my voice at you earlier. Still nothing. She just keeps staring at the sky. I was angry, Ira, not because of what you did, but because of how you said it. You shouted at Mama, that's not okay. You can be upset, you can even cry or tell us what you don't like, but shouting, that's not how we talk to the people we love. Ira lower lip trembled, but she doesn't move or speak. Her little fingers clutch the edge of her blanket tighter. Jimin swallows hard, his voice softens even more. I didn't yell because I don't love you. I yelled because I was hurt, because Mama didn't deserve that tone from you, and maybe I shouldn't have shouted either. I should have sat down and explained it. I made a mistake too. He leans forward slightly, trying to catch even the smallest shift in her eyes. I don't want you to be scared of me or feel like I love you any less. You're my daughter, Ira, my brave, my smart, beautiful girl. And I love you even when we fight, even when you're mad at me. A single tear rolled down her cheek and she quickly wipes it away with her sleeve, just like she always does when she doesn't want to be seen crying. Jimin, her take is at the side. He reaches forward slowly, resting his hand gently on her knees. You don't have to say anything right now, but I needed you to know that I am not angry anymore. I'm just here, waiting for my little girl to come back to me when she's ready. He leans in and places a soft kiss on her temple. Then she sits back silently watching her. After a few moments, Ira finally shifts. She doesn't look at him, she doesn't speak, but she leans her small body ever so slightly toward him. Her head tips to the side, just enough to rest against his arm. It's not a hug. Jimin wraps his arm around her gently, and you watch the quiet reunion, your chest tightening. She still doesn't say a word, but her body relaxes, and her little fingers wraps around the edge of Jimin's lip, holding on. The silence stretches between them, comfortable, heavy with emotion, but no longer painful. Jimin speaks softly, voice almost cracking as he leans in a little, trying to meet her eyes. I love you, Ira, always. She doesn't reply, not even a blink, but her shoulder twitches. The silence hurt more than any angry word. Jimin looked away for a second, blinking rapidly to stop the stench in his eyes. You watch him from across the aisle, your heart aching at the quiet war happening beside you. You notice it how he presses his lips together, jaw tightening, fighting that surge of guilt and helplessness in his chest. Your husband, the strong one, the composed one, looking so small and broken next to his daughter's silence. You place a gentle hand on his arm. Let me try to feed her. She hasn't eaten anything since morning. You say softly, Jimmy nods slowly, breathing out through his nose. He crouches beside Ira's seat one last time, brushing a strand of hair away from her cheek. Stay angry with Papa as much as you want, he says with a soft sigh. But not with food, okay? Food loves you even when you are mad. Still no reply, just her deep cage. Jimin stands up slowly, his shoulders slumping in defeat, and walks back to his seat, turning his face away from you and wiping at his eyes discreetly. He says nothing more, but you can see it in the way his fingers clench on his knees. His hurting, you take a deep breath and slide into the seat beside Ira, settling in gently. She still doesn't, but the moment your arm wraps around her finger frame, something shifts. He leans into you slowly like a tired bird returning to its nest. Then suddenly her tiny arms wrap around your waist and she buries her face in your side. I'm sorry, Mama, she whispers, her voice barely audible. You wrap both arms around her, pulling her close as her little body trembles slightly in your embrace. It's okay. You murmur into her hair, rubbing her back softly. You were upset, and it's okay to be upset, but do you know what makes me the happiest? She doesn't answer, but you feel her breath hitch a little. It's that you care about your little sister and brother so much. You're always looking out for them. When I'm not around, that makes you the best big sister in the world. You kiss her head gently. Just next time, don't shout, Mama. You say kindly, we'll figure things out together. That's what family does. Ira sniffles and gives a tiny note against your chest. You smile, pulling back just a little so you can look into her eyes. Now tell me, you say, wiping her cheeks with your thumbs. What will you eat? Ara glances at the tray the crew had brought earlier with banana cake, a sandwich, cut fruits, and a warm bun. She looks up at you and says with a faint but clear voice, everything. You let out a warm chuckle, heart swelling with relief. That's my girl, you say proudly. You lean in and press a soft kiss on her lips, then another on her warm, chubby cheek. Her eyes close for a second, soaking in your love. You reach over, cut a small piece of banana cake, and feed her slowly, your free hand gently holding her close. Across the aisle, Jimin quietly watches, his eyes glassy but finally filled with a flicker of peace. He sees her chewing, seeing her responding to your warmth, and though she's not speaking to him yet, she's healing, and that's all what he needs for now.